there was a great, really great, and this is coming from a leftist piece about political correctness and how it is hampering the development of the left, how it's preventing people who would be their allies, preventing people who might become Democrat activists, be involved on the left, preventing them from joining because they can't get through a meeting without being chastised. It's amazing. Some of the examples that the guy gave were that he couldn't. There were black males who couldn't get through a meeting without being chastised about how they feel about homosexual marriage, discussions about also gender inequality, all sorts of things, and it is amazing because this guy Jonathan Chait got hammered immediately after writing this. The left just, people from Salon, from Mother Jones, everybody just sort of said, "There, get him," and they went after him. The zombie horde of the left, Tumblr, everybody is after this guy because
he's a white male and he used his white privilege to criticize. It was absolutely hilarious.
He dared to go there. He dared to say, okay, we might be going a little bit far with this political correctness stuff, and he just it's amazing. And I hope, the thing that would be just beautiful is if somebody on the left in the presidential election stepped out of line. If they started to violate their privilege, if they started talking about stuff, if they have an errant comment here or there, to see Tumblr, to see HuffPo, to see all of these guys on the left fringe media, and that's, this is where it is, but that's what the left pays attention to, is the fringe media, the Salon.coms, the Mother Joneses, the Tumblrs. To see that, the pushback that would happen if Hillary Clinton were to pull something like this, it would just be amazing. It would be amazing to see what happens, because this poor guy, this Jonathan Chait guy, who I'm sure we disagree with on 99% of the issues out there, he came out against political correctness and he got crucified.
Well, and here's what happened. Sean Davis wrote a response, and then Jonah Goldberg cited it in his piece that I linked in the chat. He says, "I'm glad Chait has suddenly decided that speech policing is a terrible idea. He's only a couple hundred years behind the times, but better late than never, I suppose. Unfortunately, I don't think he's all that sincere about it. In fact, I think he just opposes speech codes when they're used against him or his fellow travelers." And I think that's right. I don't think that Chait, when he wrote what he wrote, actually went into, oh, hey, maybe we oughtn't to apply this the other way. Maybe we oughtn't to, go after people in general about political correctness. Maybe we should just reserve that for attacking the right. That seemed to be where that destination was headed with Chait himself. And so all sorts of people on the right have been enjoying some schadenfreude over that.
As well we should. We absolutely should. We should take a moment to point this out and point this out to as many Democrats as we can, and we should instigate. We should do exactly what they do. We should point it out, and we should have them fight, because you know what? That's what's important. It's so much better to have them, because we on the right fight for nothing. We look at each other funny, and it's immediately, you're a rhino, no, you're a rhino, no, you're a rhino. We disagree on like the most minute policy thing, and it's war. But this is actual, hatred. This is visceral hatred that the left has for one another on these subjects. It's amazing, and I hope that we capitalize on it. We need to be out there, and we need to make sure that the left pays attention to this as much as they are already. We need it to be a big thing. We need Melissa Hines Perry putting on some anti-Chait earrings. We need all sorts of stuff happening. We need Toure talking about this on whatever show it is that he's on now. I want to see Cenk Uygur invite on a ton of different professors and have this out, because it is beautiful and it hurts them, and they this is demoralizing. This is when you don't want to work with your allies because of this stuff, and they are not allies. They are so completely opposed. If you're talking about the African American community, if you're talking about the gay community, if you're talking about the radical feminists, if you're talking about these groups, which we are, they do not naturally like each other. They absolutely do not naturally like each other. They are somehow put together because of the glue of liberalism and progressivism that helps pay for the stuff that they like, and they stick together when they have to. But when you see these cracks, when they start to show, they show big, and it is absolutely something that we need to push.
But you have these governments, these entities that people aren't looking at because they're so busy looking at the national picture and getting upset about that. But the lever to move a city council or a mayor's race or something like that on a smaller scale is so much smaller that you need. And so many people won't look at those things because the national politics are so much sexier. Presidential year politics are so much sexier.